Welcome to the Battle of Psychics. A few months ago, we selected 10 people who were not afraid of our tests, decided to fight for the title of the best psychic. The 4 strongest reached the final, and today it will finally be known who of them won this battle. At the end of this program, I will announce the results of the audience voting, and we will learn the name of the best psychic.
Psychics among us, how do they live in ordinary life?
I see you know that she's mine and that's it.
Actually, that's how it turned out.
Then clairvoyant pay for their extraordinary abilities.
They shot my grandfather.
A real battle of psychics. How to preserve your rare gift.
He made psychics jealous. They tried to shut me down. I got really sick after.
And so very soon we will know the name of the winner of Battle 3. Do you already know who it will be? Take a look at our finalists again. Today, we will give you a chance to see them completely. On the other hand, we will go to visit psychics and try to figure out who they really are.
It's sad to see children. That is, when she was brought here from the road, she was no longer there. She was already a child just hanging on.
Saw Victoria Zeleznova in the Battle of Psychics. These are footage of a volunteer investigative experiment. Then psychics together with the police investigated the murder of a 4-year-old girl.
I see him in prison, and he will die in prison, and he will die very quickly there.
And such Victoria know her husband Oleg and son Nikita, a loving mother and faithful wife.
You don't want anything else? Do you want a tangerine? No.
The very thought of Victoria's participation in the Battle of Psychics was born in the head of her husband Oleg. After all, Oleg knows about the unique abilities of his wife like no one else.
True, I began to notice that she read, and if I pay attention to some girl there, she immediately asks, "Where are you looking?" Yeah, my thoughts got naive over time, huh? I'm almost like Caesar's wife, beyond suspicion.
The fact that a clairvoyant wife not only knows everything about her husband, but is also able to foresee the future, Oleg didn't understand right away. But one day, when they were in America, she saw him off to the airport in New York, from where Oleg was supposed to fly to Moscow. Suddenly, the wife began to belittle her husband, to refuse to fly.
She said that she had some kind of premonition bad that something should happen.
I feel that the plane, what do you understand there? That is, I feel the plane will roar.
I had no reassured her. Should be fine, I flew.
Nothing happened to the plane on which Oleg was flying. However, Victoria, who remained in America, continued to suffer nightmares.
I felt like I was in a dream, because I felt that I didn't belong to this world. Well, this one unfolded like a picture before my eyes.
Clairvoyant Victoria could not get rid of the guidance. The picture of a terrible disaster haunted her all night. The next day was September 11th, 2001. It was hijacked by terrorists, planes crashed into the Twin Towers. Victoria became clear she sees the future. When the terrorist attacks occurred in Moscow, she also foresaw that something would happen. This was both before Norsk and before the bombings of residential buildings on Kashir Highway.
It determines the area in which the explosion will occur. That is, I took the map and tried to understand so that I could at least call my relatives and friends to leave.
The woman, the whole family who died during the explosion on Guryanov Street, did not know the abilities of clairvoyant Zeleznova feel such tragedies and immediately did not like the fact that Victoria brought with her Scandinavian to the test.
So I'll take it there just to concentrate. Well, it is very, very dangerous and very punished from above by God. You cannot do this in any way because it will be very difficult and life would be much harder for us. Well, I asked the heroine if I could get a card to set up. She said yes. And then she gave a rather negative comment on this. I asked her if I told no, I could have done without the cards.
In fact, Victoria has been using cards all her life, starting as long as she can remember herself.
They gave me the card, probably maybe 3 years old, just like the runes, that is. Someone has dominoes at home, yes, but we had runes. I could just pour them out on the table, pretend that I was like clairvoyant, advanced, and I can now tell you everything about your fate. That's how I built the channel. A wooden box, open it, and what's there? Boxes of women's jewelry. Jewelry does not belong to one person.
Before our eyes, more than once at the right moment, Victoria was dealt the right card. How this happens remains a mystery.
A lover was in contact.
She was able to look into the woman's past and identify her as the killer among the 6 suspects.
Something is unintentional, something when a person is not aware of himself.
A woman who once committed a grave sin and served time in prison for the murder of her own husband now believes that clairvoyant Victoria Zeleznova who can help her change her life.
I am communicating with this woman after the trials with the killer, so she wrote to me, sent me another photo. She wants me to watch her current husband, watch that with the children. I watched her personal life. I gave her some advice and continue to work and communicate with her because I realized that this person, now in general, to some extent, I am responsible for.
A clairvoyant with ancient Scandinavian roots not only can change the fate of other people, she also sees her future.
I knew I was going to have a boy, and the name was ready 20 years ago. Here is the child. I knew what he would look like. I saw him in a dream. I know now what he will be like in 20 years. I know who he will be.
The one thing Victoria definitely doesn't want is for her son Nikita to become. Although the supernatural abilities of Zeleznova, according to her words, are transmitted only in the female line, now the boy is joking just as his mother once joked with cards.
You see, yes, right. A nightmare.
All 3 months while Victoria Zelezny passed out tests in front of millions of TV viewers, her family expected only victory from her. With her husband Oleg and son Nikita, very much hope that their favorite clairvoyant will be the winner of this bit.
Probably living with a psychic is really not very easy. They see you literally right through. They know what will happen to you tomorrow. Can psychics see their future? If this is true, then it is no secret that we are the winners of our battle for them for a long time. Some say the future can be easily changed.
Alexei fact why even psychics are afraid of him.
If relatives ask, I will do it, we will return everything, anything.
The Genghis Khan.
Is it true that she received her gift from a great conqueror?
Genghis Khan also had certain abilities of subtle sense of the world.
What stops a clairvoyant from living in the moment?
Suddenly there's a murder next to you. You know what kind of energy has to
You are watching the Battle of Psychics with you. I am Mikhail Porechenkov. At the end of this program, the whole country will know the name of the best psychic. It could be any of the 4 finalists, and who knows? Maybe the winner of Battle 3 will be the person to whom we are now going to visit.
I summon spirits, I go into an altered state of consciousness, and in that state I can see different things.
Alexei Fat is a hereditary Slavic sorcerer. According to family legend, magical knowledge is passed on to the men of his family from generation to generation. For many centuries in a row, he gained magical power as a little boy, and his great-grandfather handed it to Alexei a few days before his death.
He took my right hand with his left hand, and I found myself in an altered state of consciousness. With the help of serious spells really gave me his gift.
Since then, Alexei can see with his eyes closed and read minds. He claims that a 5-year-old child easily saves adults from any diseases.
A nurse came to my great-grandmother. While she found it outside, it was raining, and she twisted her leg very badly, and her bruise was black. I approached her. She put her foot down. I literally removed this bruise before my eyes.
At the very first qualifying test, the Battle of Psychics, we noticed that the sorcerer from Cheboksar, Alexei Fad, is constantly accompanied by strange magical talismans.
These are spirits, then, as explained. This is the Tarun. That is the depiction of the ancient pagan gods.
Let's be honest, we didn't know how these witch amulets could help the psychic. Moreover, he failed one qualifying test. No.
Not to open it without me.
You understand?
Yes, I'm not.
Right, I understand.
The skeptics and guests of our program at first did not take the Slavic sorcerer seriously. The fate of Alexei Pad was to be decided by the last qualifying test. The psychic had to try to describe the person in front of him with his eyes closed.
Skol. Shaya beard. The shirt is dark, like a striped one. All my life I wanted to meet this man. May I sing my favorite song, Let You Dream of Palma de Mallorca in Cannes and Levanica Gentle Surf? My answer is Mikhail Shutenko. I respect you very much. Thank you. Now, no one else has convinced me of anything.
And he's the only one.
At first I sung, then a mental screen appeared and something began to show on it. This is basically deep spatial clairvoyance. And from this screen, Shafutinsky's face already appears to me.
He said, Vika, this song Palma de Mallorca and in general with Shufutinsky's cassette, there's always a car, you know? Therefore, he is in this energy. Naturally, it was easy for him.
I won't hide it at the last minute. When my glasses were taken off, I thought, what if some ballerina was sitting there? But they showed me...
Right. After that, we couldn't help but take the sorcerer Alexei Fad into the top 10 psychics, and it turned out he successfully passed more and more tests, and after each one, he always thanked his spirit's helpers.
No one, including me, will be able to the end, but thank you nevertheless.
We get into the Holy of Holies in this room. Alexei keeps all his magical amulets.
Earth water, meaning it's my spirit, because I'm a water signer.
According to Alexei Fad, it was this spirit that helped him find a bachelor among married men. Congratulations. The appearance of the next item in the hands of the sorcerer no joke frightened the participants of another test. Then Alexei Fad tried to feel the killer among the 6 women.
Are you suggesting that the murder was committed with a knife?
You know, I never know why I take items for trials. Today, I automatically took a knife with me.
None of the psychics ever knew in advance what test awaited them, so the sorcerer with a knife struck the main character of the experiment.
When he pulled out the knife, I felt that that's why he took it, because it really was with...
It seemed that all our tests did not cause any difficulties for Alexei Fadov. It almost always passed successfully one after the other.
I was doing what I had been doing for years.
All his life, Alexei solved much more complex problems, and for this, he resorted to methods that today cause great doubts and disputes. On one of the tests, the sorcerer offered us to conduct even one of the black rituals.
You can call for justice.
You mean,
This is a return.
you know, I will never use this method.
Yes, the woman refused such help, but immediately after the end of the project, we managed to get to one of Alexei Fad's sessions and see with our own eyes how such rituals are actually carried out.
Human.
He's gone now.
I'm tormented.
We need it back to you.
Really needed.
We're not going to show you what the psychic just started doing. The fact is that if one of the viewers decides to perform such a love spell on their own, according to Koldunov Fud, this can lead to the most unpredictable consequences.
You will keep it at home, so after 13 days you will burn it. After that, your desire is fulfilled.
Alexei Fat considers himself a very strong sorcerer and psychologist.
I am the border between this world and this world.
But one day on our project, a completely incredible incident happened. According to Alexei Fat, he faced an equal in strength sorcerers.
Average looking probably after 40, unfolds constantly. That is, he tries to escape. In my opinion, I'm familiar with various psychotechnologies in our world. This is called one simple word, for example, of a person by one or another.
The psychic, in fact, the famous sports psychiatrist Rudolf Zagainov. He lived with his ward athlete Yulia Rustamova. Unexpectedly, the girl committed suicide. Relatives suspect that the cohabitant is guilty of the death of the European champion.
Involved. You know, at any rate, he's very similar. The photo matches the image. It turns out that this person is involved. He practices hypnosis, psychology, everything inexplicable. What goes beyond psychology is called parapsychology. So in principle, the highest caste of magical psychics is parapsychologists. That is, let's say I'm called a sorcerer. In fact, I'm also a parapsychologist. If he has any thoughts about this person, I will give the effects of forces.
To my mother,
Psychologically, with phone calls there for quite a long time. If they give me an order for this psychic, I will fulfill it.
what does that mean?
If relatives ask, I will do it. We will return whatever they ask.
Everyone turns to Alexei Fadov, a variety of people for a variety of purposes. Himself says that even the special services asked to cooperate with him, but Matt refused.
I don't want that. They shot my grandfather.
His incredible power, the Slavic sorcerer uses carefully his participation in a public project where psychics fight each other. The fact itself explains simply.
I wanted to show that there are real wizards, and I showed it.
I think that each of you has your favorite in this project, your favorite psychic that you cheered for and wished victories. But will he win this battle? You will find out at the end of this program.
Can psychics know the winner's name in advance? Well,
Not for it, I'm sure.
What do you think?
Who should have left?
What did the psychic have to go through to get to the final?
I went and cried and packed my bags.
Psychics live in ordinary life.
That's bad. They won't make any surprises. That is, they bought it, I know.
Which one? Buy.
Surprise?
At the end of this program, we will finally know the name of the winner of our project, and now we have a chance to get to know one more finalist. To be honest, I had difficulty pronouncing his name for a while. Our entire film crew, and now the name of Iranian psychic Mehdi Ibrahimov is known throughout the country.
I don't want to scare anyone. I want to be called
Mehdi.
Just 3 months ago, few of the familiar guessed that he was not like everyone else, and only those closest to him knew abilities of this person. He hid his gift. He was born in Tehran. The family of the Persian philosopher and Turkish woman Mehdi from childhood was different from his brothers and sisters.
I had some unusual sensations and visions. Even, let's say, I approached my mother, head hurts, I hugged them, and they already said head. I always think they're kind of joking with me.
And already at the age of 9, his relatives knew for sure that this boy can do something that is not available to others. Moreover, the family remembered that Mehdi's great-grandfather was known in the East as a magician.
You can sign everything. You look at the photo. I don't know how he will do it, but he's still alive for me.
Mek claims that the support and help of his great-grandfather he felt always, including on trials. Favorite pipe, secret tobacco, all this memory and inheritance from great-grandfather. Smoking was part of the ritual. It helps him focus and smell his native mountains. After all, it was in the mountains that he found full strength and became a real psychic. In the 17 years he went away from people because of an unhappy love. So for 3 years the young man lived away from civilization. On one of these days, something happened that no one can ever forget.
This is a bird flew and threw stones, and this stone was in the shape of a heart, and I felt that Darren heard me.
Returning to the world firmly, he decided to help people. He wanted to become a doctor, and it was here in Russia that Mekta Ibragineva studied as a general practitioner, and in a month he will also receive a dental diploma. But to participate in the battle of psychics or not with his Russian wife Lyudmila. She supported her husband and really wanted him to show everything he was capable of, because Lyudmila herself knows that Mehdi is not like all the very first seconds and acquaintances.
His letters, it went up and I look at it, girl, you know you'll be my wife and that's it.
I was very surprised because as a person he doesn't know me very well and says that I will be his wife. Well, actually that's how it turned out. He said that we will have a child 8 years after the wedding.
Maxim, as predicted by his father, was born exactly 8 years after the wedding, just during the psychic battle.
I became.
This day simply brilliantly coped with the test. He determined with incredible ease which of these 6 residents has blue blood.
Well, you here?
Kasia,
Wonderful. It's your day, your day.
The appearance of the long-awaited son made it even stronger. He coped with the most difficult tasks, looking at the photo of the victim, like a murderer, looking at a person, immediately saw who he was, looking at things, could tell who they belonged to. During the trial, which took place in the cemetery, Mehdi was even able to determine who was lying in the grave.
yes, it's true. This is indeed my child.
Your daughter.
Okay, they kept her in the back. Near the house, I observed blood and cuts. It seems there may have been a fire that burned it completely.
Yes.
It was.
It was indeed the grave of the woman who died in the fire, but what happened next shocked the whole crew, because none of us knew the woman was buried. She's not alone.
It is impossible, but it is not human. I don't know who the dog is.
The fact that the dog is buried there, her favorite dog.
I felt this sound that the dog makes. Well, that's why I was scared and impossible to speak.
The sound came from the dog.
Do you allow dogs at funerals?
Is that how they did it?
Exception.
Mehdi-san was astounded that the man's ashes were buried along with the burnt dog. This eerie story had the most astonishing sequel. The deceased woman started haunting the psychic. Her voice was heard in the evening after filming.
As I walk, I want to embrace the child and hear her pleading voice saying, please, please. Achieve this effect medically. Are you a symptom of schizophrenia?
Mehdi called the parents of the deceased and said that the soul of their daughter asks for help. With the mother, our cameras have already arrived. We have never previously demonstrated what Aimee mentioned.
The daughter inquired. The cross, with the main request being no further search required. Who did this? It's unnecessary. It was because they would find it.
They will find yes.
Of us, yes?
The following day, Tatiana purchased everything she mentioned and, along with the psychic, went to the cemetery to bury these items. This ritual was intended to bring peace to the souls of the burned women.
I'll put all of them, then you can't remove anything.
What transpired subsequently cannot be shown. Let's just say Tatiana's are still in touch.
A person wish for good hope. Many kind words assist people in challenging moments.
Nick Day firmly believes that his mission is to help others. However, the clairvoyant admits that much of what he feels and sees often simply prevents him from living.
The man is sitting, but I see the man is very sick. I cannot help. That's what makes it bad. Suddenly there's a murder next to you. The existing negative energy.
What is it like to live with a psychic? Wife. Lyudmila claims that she personally likes having a husband and a clairvoyant because she simply has nothing to hide from him.
Well, such a normal exercise is going on there as a wife and mother. Therefore, there are no difficulties for me here.
But Mayday himself, because of his gift, is deprived of many small joys of life.
There is nothing to hide from. These are impossible, meaning you bought what I knew.
What's the surprise then?
It's bad.
Participating in a television project where Merdi had to daily prove to skeptics that he is a psychic was not in vain. Only his closest people know the true cost of his efforts.
He lost a lot of weight.
I didn't sleep much at night. I was meditating on knowledge itself. I prayed a lot here.
And only now, when Mayday reached the end of the Battle of Psychics, we remembered one prophecy during the selection of participants, even when we ourselves did not know who would fight in Battle 3. The Iranian psychic was asked a question. Participate, you know.
I think I won it.
Sometimes random people come up to me and ask, where do you get psychics? I want to tell everyone that the psychics who participate in our project once simply came to us for casting. Neither I nor anyone on the set were familiar with psychics before the project, and will say more. Some psychics still remain a great mystery to us.
This young modern woman's name is Sulu Iskandar. She is 37 years old. Different from random passers-by on the street? In her life, everything was like normal people's school, then institute, friends and fans. But at the age of 19, a terrible event happened to her fate. She became particularly ill.
I looked 50 years old when I was 21. I had 5 clinical deaths. My heart was shut down for 3 minutes.
The parents fought for the life of their daughter for a long time, and one day the father took her to a healer who began to treat Sula with non-traditional methods. During one of these sessions, the girl saw a strange vision.
She says, what do you see? Well, I wrote this table. She says, this is divine. That is, yes, you will hear and see from a distance.
Salui Iskandar has been living with the gift of clairvoyance for 18 years. Having learned that we are looking for people with paranormal abilities, the clairvoyant came to casting 3 Battle of Psychics.
Her was a change of residence, or we're ready to work, most likely he will live.
Sulu successfully passed the casting and was among the dozens of strongest psychics in Russia, which she was sincerely glad. Then it seemed that fate gave her a gift. The name Iskandar recognized the whole country.
I stand on the ground. It's delightful. Well,
He rejoiced aloud at his own successes, but kept himself more modest than the other psychics. And quite coincidentally, when psychics needed to determine which of the 6 people in front of them, the hereditary nobleman found unexpected circumstances. Suya Iskandar herself belonged to an ancient royal family.
Sulu, tell me, were your family nobles?
we had Khans because they were from Kazakhstan. Yes, we had Lenita Genghis Khan.
Really?
I suppose that Genghis Khan also had certain abilities for a subtle sense of the world.
As it turned out, the direct descendant of Genghis Khan Sulu Iskandar was born in Kazakhstan in her ancient family. Paranormal abilities are passed down from generation to generation.
Mom says it was from him, but I know it was more in Mom's line.
However, all information about his family was meticulously concealed. Throughout the entire project, there was no glimpse of her parents. We don't know where they live, and we don't have a single personal photo from the family archive. She arrived in Moscow with an identity card instead of a lost passport. This document was issued in the name of Zhana Bazarbayevna Iskandarova. Nevertheless, despite the myriad ambiguities in her biography, the clairvoyant source astonished us on a daily basis as she effortlessly perceived what was happening on the other side of town.
That's the feeling.
Dark?
And the wall contains some accents of red.
It somehow feels oppressive from above, reminiscent of the sensation in a subway.
Sulu knew exactly what the man had done yesterday.
In connection with the car, the pedal was used to purchase a vehicle.
I took the car literally 24 hours ago.
The clairvoyant could discern people deeply, revealing astounding details about their existences.
He gave birth at that time. Difficult as it seems to me, I had the feeling that it was just like pulling out a child.
Skeptics waved their hands, and we could only marvel at its astonishing results. But by the middle of the battle, the successes of the Cossack began to alarm other participants of the project. Psychics began to suspect that Sulu is not clairvoyant, but simply swindlers.
I'm a true psychic. I've faced punctures, ups and downs. However, there are people leaking information here who think they're the best.
Confirmed, by the way.
I don't have much faith in Iskander.
She knew in advance that she was coming, and she knew in advance the answer to these trials.
Because he's psychic.
It's because of the constant leakage.
Yes, to be completely honest, I did not leak any information. The only thing I had was this message from above, a natural revelation.
Truth, always perceived as a lie, while lies are taken as truth.
Always like the truth.
Indeed, Sulam shared information that none of the crew, including you and I, knew about.
I am aware, at the very least, of the trials Iskander was prepared for during the orphan ordeal.
Question, by the way. How many do I have?
Is this a place for complaints? Definitely not.
Controversy about Sulu's incredible abilities did not leak or success cause jealousy among rivals. Low ones she never made friends with. During the project, Sulu began to stand alone. As time went on, it felt more and more like a white crow among psychics.
She not communicates with us normally, respecting the team. This is not characteristic of the best person.
This is not arrogance. In life, I try to be alone. Just in this state, it is easier to live.
According to Sulu Iskander, she has always been single for many years. She cannot create, although she very much dreams of it.
I would like to live as a spouse, as a wife, as a housewife, as a beloved woman, as a mother. I haven't been able to do this yet.
The conflict with other psychics became a turning point in Sulu Iskander's fate on the project. Just as in life on the project Battle of the Psychics, Sulu was left alone. At some point she realized it was too hard for her.
The human factor frustrated me slightly and impacted me greatly. Naturally, I endured the struggles very intensely. I realized that if I continue working like this, then I likely won't have enough energy to finish.
The clairvoyant, once renowned for brilliant results, increasingly made mistakes and sometimes even refused to take our tests.
I just wanted my phone, then we'll meet, but now I won't say anything, it's just overlap and that's it. I failed the task. I can't find an excuse for myself for the most unpleasant thing yet.
Nevertheless, Sulu persisted, never leaving and fighting the psychic battle till the end. Numerous fans supported Sulu throughout the project, firmly believing that the Kazakh clairvoyant should be crowned the best.
Was the most unpredictable participant in our project. And now she can become the winner of the battle if, of course, the TV viewers decide that. I'll announce the results of the audience vote in a few minutes when the psychics get together for the last time.
I tuned into a single stream.
The three of us psychics against you.
What do you mean against me? I prefer to work on my own.
I want to invite our finalists to announce the audience verdict. The awards will be held behind closed doors. In just a few minutes, the whole country will know the name of the winner of the Battle of Psychics. No one knows the results of the audience vote yet. They are here.
In this
envelope, but I can only open it in front of eyes.
4 finalists.
The announcement of the distinguished winner will take place at the appointed time and location. The tension among the participants is growing, and this is not surprising because the name of the best claims not 3 but 4 psychics simultaneously.
Who did you think should have left?
I endured the most here, and I think for me personally it felt like a battle.
I'm truly sad. I sincerely wish.
Both a deserving victory and not the point of who will be the first doctor.
To find out the name of the winner, this is where participants who dropped out of the project gathered, as well as our regular skeptics and finalists from the previous season.
Most I really liked Sulu's.
In this hall are not only friends and relatives of the finalists, but also regular viewers of the project. Each of them has its own idol.
I came to the final to support. I have flowers for. I also really like Alexei as a wizard, and I like him as a psychic. These are slightly different things.
This is great, and I want to believe it.
There are only a few minutes left before awarding the winner of the intense battle of psychics. After lengthy persuasion, the finalists agreed to reveal some of their secrets.
There was a sense of magic in the very beginning. I'm Vico as if we're looking at what we were going to have. We just sat next to each other on the bus while we were driving, and we tuned into a single flow. The 3 of us combine our energy. We just already saw it.
Is it a shame that there were 3 psychics against you?
I prefer to work on my own.
There are people who have a collective perception. He decides to fully tune into the individuality.
In just a minute, the 4 finalists will be courageously climbing that ladder, but in the end, only one will emerge as the winner. For 3 months, these people moved together to victory. But the reasons why they subjected themselves to the most severe tests are absolutely different.
I arrived to demonstrate that psychics truly exist.
I was after the victory, after the final.
Show me what I can do and show you and be surprised, and that's it.
I didn't come not to show, I came to know myself.
Dear friends,
I want
to invite our finalists to reveal the audience's verdict.
The ceremonies will be conducted in private.
Dear viewers, have you seen the 4 finalists of our project? They had fought the battle of psychics and had made it to the end. All 4 were the most formidable. Before your eyes, they passed the most difficult tests. They searched for the living and the dead. They informed the individuals about their past, present, and future. They fought against the skeptics, against common sense, against me.
Mikhail Porechenkov.
So, dear friends, one of you will now become the winner of our project. The best psychic 3 battles here were decided not by us, not by the jury, but by the TV viewers. A week ago, they cast their votes for you, and now I am ready to announce the results of the SMS vote. The top psychic, according to TV viewers, will receive the Battle of Psychics Cup and the opportunity to take the James Randi test on behalf of TNT. This is a famous magician from America who will pay $1 million to whoever proves his psychic abilities. I have an envelope in my hand. Every one of you, after we know the TV viewer's decision, will get exactly the same envelope, which has all the data about the main voting. I don't know them. I don't know who won. I don't know how many votes each received. Now it's time to reveal the winner of the Battle of Psychics.
I open the envelope.
I get the final voting results. So, my dear friends, the 3rd Battle of Psychics wins based on SMS voting results. Mehdi Ibrahim Wafa.
Today it was very difficult to tell. Today is the last test for me, and I have to win, and win everyone. He promised and kept his dreams. Thank you all, Russia. Thank you very much, everything.
Well, now I'll announce the numbers. Everything here really is verified. Sign everything. Real, all real. So the winner made and voted for him. 45,000. 551 TV viewers is more than 53%. Alexei Fat became second with 27,147 viewers. This is 32%. Next, Sulu Iskander, 10,115 spectators. And Victoria Zeleznova, 200 spectators. This is how the seats were distributed. This is how the viewer voted. Well, we congratulate again.
Thanks.
Take the cup, it's yours.
Congratulations to the winner. With all my heart, everything is great, everything is fair.
A very objective victory, really better on this project. I'm really happy for him.
I joined in congratulating media, and it was a decent fight.
Thank you very much. Well, we also join in the congratulations. And now people are waiting for you. Your friends, your fans, all those who cheered for you, experienced all this time throughout the battle.
To be honest, it's still hard for me today. For me today, there was a big last test in this project. Big. Thank you all very much.
This third test was the longest. He had the most tasks and the most difficult, and therefore I am pleased that the man withstood all these last trials with dignity.
Thank you very much.
Externally Offensive didn't win.
I mentioned that I wasn't striving for first place there. These aren't sports competitions, but rather contests of fine fabrics.
My ambitions were satisfied when I made it to the final, and when I made it to the final, even with two of my friends, my ambitions were more than satisfied.
I didn't win, actually lost. A very worthy opponent.
Simple. I promised everyone a long time ago that the ending would be very, very beautiful. I will surprise you. I wanted to surprise and surprised, which means I can already do everything.
My dear friends, I want to express that your psychic will continue to face new psychic challenges in the coming year. A brand new series. 4 battles ahead. On the TNT platform.